Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai Ba'ashim Akakadash.
Hahalayim by Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai B'Hashem Rakak B'Dash. And what that is that the old tongue, was Pashuan Kadash. We're going to touch on some basic points. Basic things like who Esau is. By now you should already know. But we're going to talk about some the diaspora, Lord willing. We want to get where you at?
Yeah, we just want to say thanks to the apostles of GMS and peace and mercy to the brothers who are pushing this word all around the earth.
Water Akim.
And we come to teach that Babylon is America, that is going to be destroyed. This is Jeremiah 50:1. It says, the word that Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. It says, declare ye among the nations and publish and set up a standard, publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken, Baal is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces, her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces. So it's talking about Babylon. It's saying Jeremiah is telling the Israelites to prophesy and say to Babylon, you know, that her images are broken in pieces.
And this country of Babylon is broken in pieces. Broken between left wing, right wing, Democrats, Republicans, which is basically the left and right wing. But you can have both switch sides. You got the new parties coming up. You got LGBTQTP. You have all kinds of separation in this so-called union. And the word union means together.
Yep, so it said to publish, and that's what we're doing right now. We're going out into the highways and byways and letting it be known. Because it said her idols are confounded. That means that her idols, we found her idols, that they're no longer hidden.
Because they got the Owl of Molech in that fucking forest over California. What's it called? Oaks Grove or some shit. Well, that's already found out, and then they
the Baphomet statue too.
They sure do.
Going on to verse 3, it says, for out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. So it's saying there's going to come up from the north a nation that's going to make her desolate.
This is Revelation 17:1. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will shew unto you the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. And there is no other place that has so many waters surrounding it or around it. They got the Great Lakes, they got the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Gulf of Mexico. But not only that, if we keep reading, we are going to keep reading Revelation 17. And it's going to tell you that the many waters are the people talking in different tongues. So Babylon is going to get a great judgment. It's going to get a great judgment for all the things that they've done. Take that off. Alright, so verse 2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk of the wine of her fornication. So that's why she's going to get punished, because all her philosophies have gone out throughout the whole fucking world. Because the United States is Babylon the Great, and they have the most bases of military bases around the world. So they're all over the world. And then just recently, Donald Trump and Kim and the dictator from North Korea, they're being friends now. So they're falling. The North Korea is falling into that philosophy. They're getting drunk. Go ahead, brother. Read that one that you just read before. That was nice. That
This
was
is
not nice like stupid, but nice like beautiful like ice.
this is Jeremiah 50:3. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, talking about against Babylon, and her is that whore.
Yeah. And out of the north, man, that's gonna be all her allies, and also Russia, because Russia's in the far north.
It says, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. It says, in those days and in that time, saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together. So right there, that's letting you know that this ain't the ancient Babylon that they're talking about. Because the children of Israel and Judah were not together in the ancient Babylon.
Because they got separated during the Assyrian captivity. And then Judah went on to have its own kingdom still in the land. But they didn't get all the land because they only got the southern part. And they lost the northern part to Samaria. Or not Samaria, Assyria. Let me get this for you real quick. Because you're touching on truth. You're touching on truth, and it's not your opinion. You're right. It's not your opinion. This is 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 20. Knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation. So there's no private interpretation. Somebody can't say America is not Babylon. Because look at this place. This place is a land of confusion. The land of confusion. And then you got the red fire truck. When that siren goes off on the red fire truck, that's confusing.
Because it's freaking louder than it should be, you know?
And it's disruptive. It'll disrupt any conversation, no matter what you're talking about. And you could still be talking about Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, but it'll be so loud that nobody will hear what you're saying. Let me get this other one too. So the brother's talking about the whore of Babylon getting judged, but there's a lot of Jakes living in Babylon. So this is 2 Peter 2 and 8. For that righteous man dwelling among them, in seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds, the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. They say black cats are bad luck, but that ain't true. That's a spiritual thing right there. So we're talking about the judgment reserved for the unjust, and Babylon is unjust. Today, at work we had this guest speaker. He was a so-called preacher, but he was all fucking shaved. He's making money. He wasn't catching any hell.
Probably eating pork.
Because look at, yeah, he's probably eating, because right here in 2 Peter 2 and 8, for that righteous man dwelling among them, and seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. And this dude, he ain't vexed. It's vexing to see all kinds of, because right now we just seen Jake walking with his kids, talking on the phone. He took his fucking kids to go pick up some drugs, and he didn't get them. This is, yeah, for reals. This is the street where everything happens. See, that part of the town is bad, but we're right here to the center of town. And that's right next to the Masonic place right here they got. So we gotta get, and we gotta destroy that vibration that the temple over there is putting out in all these fucking places.
This is the center of Hanford.
Yep. This is Babylon, the whore. Go ahead.
This is back in Jeremiah 50 and 4. In those days and in that time. So when it says in those days, it's talking about now. So it ain't talking about ancient Babylon. When it said, when the whole chapter is talking about the judgment of Babylon. So it says in those days and in that time, saith Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping. They shall go and seek Yahweh Hashem Yahushai their power. And that's what all the brothers and all the camps are doing right now. You know, all around the world.
We're not only making ourselves a living sacrifice, we're asking Yahweh Hashem Yahushai for forgiveness. Just like you fucking Catholics go to your masses and you ask this blasphemous preacher up on the fucking altar for forgiveness every fucking week. But we're doing it because we're vexed in the spirit, we're catching hell, we know we're in the captivity. The woman has more rights than the man. We're on the bottom, Esau's on top, and all these things are weighing on us.
They're just asking for forgiveness in vain because they're still breaking the law.
Man, I have to get this right here. This is Revelation 15 and 4. Who shall not fear thee, O Lord, and glorify thy name, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai? For thou only art holy, for all nations shall come and worship thee, for thy judgments are made manifest.
Yep. And that was, what was the scripture was that?
Revelation 15 and 4.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
This is Jeremiah 50 and 5. They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, come and let us join ourselves to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. That's what all the brothers are doing right now. They're keeping that perpetual covenant, because that covenant with the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, it's never going to go away. It's never going to be broken. It's never going to be forgotten. You know, his promise. It says, my people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. And it's talking about, you know, shepherds have caused them to go astray. All these pastors in these churches, they're not teaching the correct doctrine.
Yeah, this is what they're going against. This is Matthew 24 and I'll start at 11. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. So all these false preachers, that's what they're doing. They're deceiving many, and they see us out here. I told there's a so-called minister at work, and I told him, hey, we're out in Harris tonight. You might get offended, but come out there and bring your Bible, and we can talk about the Bible. There ain't nobody out here. And that pastor over here came out with his Bible, thinking we were gonna assault him or some shit probably, but he could have came up and asked some questions.
Because they're not teaching you that Babylon, this place, America, is going to be destroyed. They're not warning you that you should fear the Lord.
Alright, so then this is verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So they're not gonna accept anything anymore. They're gonna be like, no, you're fucking this or that. They're gonna get sorely offended, and then try to do the maximum damage to you, which is put you to death. The worst thing that they could do in their minds is put us to death, but it might sound crazy, but that just means that we got the kingdom right there. So if anybody goes out there and harms any of his little ones that are preaching and prophesying out on the street, then that person who did that damage is going to suffer. Just look at Judas Iscariot. And I believe it was Ananias, the one who hid some money from Peter.
Yeah.
And then, but that prophet, he's already there. He made it. He's gonna cash in his 144K. Boom, automatically. But this is where we're at right here. Matthew 24:14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. So that's what we're doing right now.
Yep, all the brothers in the highways and the byways, they're the ones preaching the gospel. And you may think that we're not the men of the Lord, but this is how he chose his men. This is how he set them up. He didn't set up, for you to prophesy inside of a church, inside of a building.
Just imagine if he set up a millionaire or a billionaire, and this person has a ton of money. Do you think they're gonna come up here and waste some time? I mean, I'm not saying it's a waste. This is a waste. This is not a waste of time. I'd rather be doing this. This could, like I said before, and I'll say it again. This completes my week, my work week. This is the job that I need to worry about finishing. This is because I just read in the scripture, he that endures to the end.
Because if we're not doing this work, then there's a problem.
There's a damn problem. That means we're complacent. We're accepting everything that's going around us. We're okay with it. We're on board with anything. And the whole reason this is really a good thing for your spirit, for your soul, because you vent. You see something at work or something that during your week, you get to talk about it right now. You get to exercise that. And I know brothers are catching hell left and right. Shit. Things get hard out there.
These demons following you around wherever you go.
Fuck. That's a fucking constant battle right there.
Man.
See, we're battling demons left and right.
And you just know it because you're like, I'm gonna go over here and I know there's gonna be a fucking demon trying to
mess with me.
Yep. Trying to reverse,
the work you've done. Because, man, that is for real, man. And the worst demon out there is the demon of, what's it called? When you label someone else's woman? Adultery.
Yeah. This is back in Jeremiah 50:6. My people hath been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. And your resting place is with Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And they forgot about that. You know, through generations and through generations, you're gonna forget about it.
Because you don't ever call for him.
You don't look, you don't search. You know?
It has to do with being punished. You have to get punished.
Because like the scriptures say, seek the Lord while he may be found.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're coming across, you know, somebody who has the truth, then most likely you're gonna come across his name.
And this is the thing. Most brothers that are experienced are very good speakers. They speak well. But if you're going out there and you're dealing with a young brother, that brother's gonna get mad and upset. He's not gonna know how to speak those. And sometimes I do it. I don't know how to control my emotions sometimes, but we need to practice that. Because that could be a test. And then this is Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So we're fighting a battle that never ends. We're fighting all kinds of demons.
Yeah, all these wicked nations who go against the Most High's law. Those are the people who we're fighting against.
And then we got the state of Israel being occupied by these fake Jews, these Ashkenazis, and they're Amalekites. They're all Edomites. So that's who we're wrestling against. We got the Edomites that have everybody's history. The Edomites know everybody's history. The people in power know everybody's history.
Yeah.
They know exactly where they took you from Africa. They know exactly where they landed on the ships. They knew why they were coming. They knew where they were going. But they lied to you, and you believe those lies because you rather have lies fed to you. And this is what those principalities are.
Real quick, like how you said, they know all about history, right? They're the ones who wrote history because that word history is his
story. Right in your face, man.
Who's the rulers of this world? That's Esau.
That's why it was such a problem to print this 1611. That's why it had to be printed like this, the 1611. Okay? Let's talk about just the 1611. The whole truth is right here. We got the Torah, we got the prophets, we got the Psalms.
That's the meat right there. That's the real.
We got the New Testament. We got the whole thing right here. That's why it was such a problem. And let me explain to you what the problem is. Right now, there's so many different versions of this only truth that those versions, if you read them before you get this version, you'll be compelled to think something different than what this version says. Because this is the version that is closest to the Greek and to the Hebrew, as it was translated by commissioned by King James, and he had a bunch of scholars working, and they were all Israelites.
So which one do you want? Do you want a book that's closer to the truth, or do you want a book that's watered down? You know,
that's like you go to a fucking bar, and the fucking bar, you order a drink, you order a beer, and the bartender pours you half a fucking beer and then waters it down with the rest.
Oh shit.
And he charges you full price for it.
Yeah. Yep. Right.
How you gonna eat a cold sandwich?
No, you want to get as close to the truth as you can. You want the truth.
Because what do you do when you go shopping? You get the best value for your money, for your currency. And currency is only valued to the receiver, not to the person that has it. Like you go to Walmart, the currency that you're using has to be the currency that Walmart wants to receive, that is receiving. Like you can't go to a fucking Walmart in Korea, if they have them over there, and pay with the fucking peso from Mexico, from Mexico's Walmart. Do you think if somebody, and the only reason talking about Walmart is because they're worldwide, just like the military, and they have to be worldwide, just like the military, because that's where the military orders its fucking surplus supplies. And so they have to be one with another.
And everybody knows that, you know, they use Walmart for FEMA camps.
Yep. So, do you think a fucking a manager from California gets sent down to Mexico? You think they're gonna pay him the fucking United States wages? They're gonna pay him the equivalency, which is in pesos, and he's gonna get a fucking devalued fucking currency. So he's gonna be living in a country where it's not that expensive. And what I mean is, let's say there's no fucking healthcare over there. You don't have to pay into healthcare. You don't have to pay to the 401k. You don't have to fucking pay any taxes. I mean, you pay for the services, for the water, for the electricity, and that's as basic as it gets. You don't have to contribute to your fucking political loyalty. If you want to, you will. But it's the value. This is the most valuable thing, currency in the world right now. The 1611. Why? Because we're all in Babylon. We all speak the English. This is the sweet Yahushai right here. This is Yahushai's word right here, given to him by his father.
See, wouldn't you want to speak the same language that the Son of God spoke?
Wouldn't you want to drink wine with him?
All the prophets, with how they spoke?
Because the Passover just passed, and it was hard to keep it because it was in between checks. I did the best I could, and I drank that wine, boy. That wine was good. But I don't ever drink wine. I don't ever drink because it affects me. It messes up my stomach, my intestinal tract. I have gastritis, right? I have a little fucking condition, an ailment. Okay? But that day that wine tasted fucking good, and I was buzzing. I went over and I was like, telling my sons, man, I'm so glad you're my son. I was like, you know, you're also my brother too. But that's amazing. And all you had to do was be in the same spirit. You ain't gonna be in that spirit if you're reading the NIV or your if in the scripture says it right here, and I'm gonna read it. Revelation 22 and 19. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, Yahweh shall take away his part out of the book of life, and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book. And then this is the continuing. He which testifieth these things saith, surely I come quickly, so be true, even so come Yahushua Mashiach. So you can't alter these words. And all those other Bibles are altered, different versions. These churches are different doctrines, different versions. There's only one truth. There's only one way to preach the truth, and that's out here.
Yeah. If you're reading the 1611 King James Bible, you come across a word you don't know. All you got to do is find the definition. Just Google the definition, and then you'll find what it means. And then you just go back and read that scripture again, and then you'll have a better understanding.
And it is hard to read it at first, because it has Roman numerals for the chapters, and it's in our old language. It's old English. There ain't no fucking J's. There is no U. The V is a U, and it's also a U. So you got to know when it's this and when it's that. The S looks like an F.
Because they tamper with the Bible a lot, you know. Because where it says the Lord, that should be the Lord's name, his real name,
Yahweh.
you know.
But they did the best they could.
Yeah, but they can't. They're not going to take it, you know, they're not going to take the truth away.
It has to come out, man.
They're going to fully take it away.
Let's go back to Jeremiah.
This is Jeremiah 50:9. It says, "For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country." And that's that assembly of great nations that are over there in the Middle East, you know?
Oh, and speaking of the Middle East, I was reading an article from RT News saying that Qatar, Iran, and Turkey are forming an alliance in the oil industry. And man, those three countries are aligned with China and Russia. They get aid from Russia. So that means more control in that peninsula, in that area. See, and you fucking dummies don't even know where the fuck I'm talking about. You can't picture that shit in your head. You can't see it as a map in your head. You can't even see where fucking Egypt is. You can't see where Saudi Arabia is, Iraq.
Yep. Yep, you gotta get more in tune with the map.
Like Apostle Tahar said, you have to know languages, you have to know Hebrew, you have to know Greek, you have to know maps, you have to know geography, you have to know topography.
Yep. This thing is a study for life. Right here.
It's a real love for it. It's a real passion for it. Because I have a ton of books, but this is the only one that I frequent every week. And that ain't no lie, because you know why? You see it on the screen. You see it on YouTube. Oh, and Google Plus was a big medium for me to upload my videos, but I took that shit. Yeah, you know why I took my Google Plus page down? Why I deleted that? Because it wouldn't load. It was just that little circle was cooked, and I would refresh, and I was in the area where I had Wi-Fi. Tried for days, weeks, so I just deleted it, and I was like, man, Lord's gonna help me get some views, and it's not really about the views. You just gotta do the work. But that just lets you know that I was worried, concerned about the work that I do for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So we were talking about studying. So when the brother's talking about when Jeremiah was around, you kind of have to know what time frame it was also. What age. You have to know all kinds of things, man.